Thanks for coming, everyone. I'm not sure if anyone who came in from last year. Could you put your hands up? You were here last year? Wow, it's so good to see so many good to see new faces, and thank you for coming today. Thank you very much for the introductions. Today I'll be talking about the future of artificial intelligence. I'm the co-founder of Transhuman Systems Australia. We're a community dedicated to enhancing the human condition with technology. Thanks for that. By day, I'm just working in that technology innovation role in one of the Big Four accounting firms, but some of the research I've been doing around AI and around the centre of what's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years has really got me really deep into this sort of topic. So let's just go back to where we started around what AI has done so far. In 1997, we were seeing what Gary Kasparov defeated by Big Blue in chess. 2011, we've seen Watson defeating the two heavyweights in Jeopardy. We've seen in 2016 AlphaGo defeating Lee Sedol, the world champion in Go. And in 2017, we've seen the Libradas defeat the top poker players around the world on heads-up poker. So you're seeing that there are fewer and fewer things for humanity to actually play games with anymore. And it's all fun and games until you see what happens next, which is they're starting to automate the workers in your jobs. IBM Watson Explorer is essentially an enterprise search, so an internal Google platform that you can look through all the information you've got in your corporation. So these 34 employees that were made redundant at a Japanese company, they're essentially doing the hard work around research and providing that to the leaders. And they found their doom as a result of what happens. So just to set the tone and talk about what artificial intelligence means and how that relates to machine learning and the buzz term that you heard around deep learning. So AI in the broadest terms applying a technique that enables computers to mimic human intelligence using logic, if-then rules, decision trees, and machine learning, and that includes deep learning. Machine learning is a subset of AI that includes the sort of statistical techniques and enables machines to improve tasks with experience. So the more train it, the better it gets. And this category includes deep learning. And deep learning is a subset of machine learning composed of algorithms that permit software to train itself to perform tasks like speech and image recognition by exposing multi-layered neural networks to vast amounts of data. So what does that mean? Let's say you want to find out in terms of Facebook, how do you want to know if Facebook automatically tags your face there? So in the neural network that's set out over here on the right, first it might detect all the images that are fed in to the Facebook photos, called edges, so it might detect edges in that first layer of input. The second layer starts looking at features, so it might be edge of a nose, a slight slant of the eye. And thirdly, it might start understanding what faces mean, what they look like. And fourthly, that's identifying your face and being able to auto tag that particular thing. So where is this useful, right? Well, facial recognition is actually getting more and more powerful. So, in 2015, it's achieved essentially 100% accuracy. So you want to find criminals, terrorists, find ways to better market to particular individuals. Facial recognition has done a great job, and essentially at a superhuman level. Google's speech recognition, not just Google, but potentially Baidu and Microsoft, essentially also achieved superhuman levels. Around 6% is around the human error rate, and Microsoft achieved that last year. Baidu has got to 4%, so you're sort of seeing this AI arms race around speech recognition. So, how Siri's always listening in the background, it's actually understanding what you're saying as well. And the next iPhone 8, I heard they're going to be able to recognize your face to unlock it, so they'll be able to see your face every time someone walks by. IBM Watson, that's more a reference around natural language understanding. So when we talked about that Japanese company essentially making a few people redundant, that natural language understanding around text is what's driving a lot of the sort of corporate innovation around natural language understanding now. And it's about 2,400 times, 1,000% smarter than when it won Jeopardy. And that was in 2014, so I don't know what the number is now. So all these advancements around AI, you're just seeing like this entire arms race of the big tech companies acquiring it. So back in 2012, when sort of deep learning first became feasible, people started buying it out, but didn't realize that it became really hot around 2013. So you see, Google, the Facebooks, the Intels, and Microsoft, IBM. We were trying to work with a couple of these startup companies because it was cheaper to do so. And then, the next day, there'd be an announcement that they got acquired by IBM or one of the other companies. So you're seeing a whole consolidation, and everyone's trying to gear up to find these use cases. So let's just go back to December 14. There's a person called Siobhan Ziller. She works at Bloomberg Beta, and she developed this machine intelligence landscape. So she thought, okay, if we could map out every single AI startup company, we'll put them into categories, we'll see where they want to apply to. So she thought, okay, maybe we start with core technologies, rethinking the enterprise or rethinking industries. So how do we apply to industries? Rethinking humans, which is what we're trying to do around transhumanism here, and then supporting technologies. But little did she know that how fast AI would progress and startups and make it more accessible. So in December 2015, she had to do Machine Intelligence 2.0. And it's no longer a landscape, as you can see, because there's a whole bunch of companies trying to categorize in a group. So she just said, okay, maybe we just go with agents, virtual agents around chatbots, around how we can actually improve, the personal assistance, that sort of type. Autonomous vehicles, we all heard about driverless cars as well. Enterprise, these are all the categories she thought was useful. Platforms that getting more and more developed around there. And these are the industries here. And then, interestingly, she inserted this tech user tools, because some of these startups are actually providing a capability for other people to develop the software themselves. And then, in November 2016, she just pretty much gave up. So it's no longer any sort of categorization. I mean, she put a whole bunch of startups in the technology stack there, because now it's all about building an ecosystem to allow anyone, for example, Facebook Messenger, you can build a chatbot and essentially build it for your company and interact with your customers. So these are sort of, particular agent enablers, chatbot enablers, like with AI. So you saw in 2016, chatbots just became pervasive around all the startups that are pitching at these startup events. And that just shows, there's a lot of ideas out there and very few being able to execute on that. You see sort of, data science, there's all these sort of offerings that we can do for that, machine learning, natural language development, data capture, and open source libraries. And I think the open source libraries are probably the most interesting right now, because you've got tools like TensorFlow that's actually enabling people to do what Google can do on their data sets, but on their own data. And the hardware is really interesting. So anyone heard of NVIDIA or AMD? So anyone who plays games is a big fan. So the way that deep learning works is that when you're trying to process all of that information, it works a lot better when you've got parallel processing. So graphic processing cards are so much, GPUs are so much better for that, and as opposed to CPUs. And now you're seeing that NVIDIA is no longer just a gaming company, it's becoming a driverless car company. It's powering virtual reality, augmented reality, and the processing of deep learning, and particular IoTs as well. AMD is also offering similar chips around the graphics, and so I've just watched its share price, and it's actually fourfold, tenfold AMD over the past couple of years, and it just goes to show how much people are developing these tools and really seeing the future of where these will go. So today I'm just going to go through some of these categories with you in more detail, so you don't have to take a photo of this or anything like that. Okay, so agents. Now we're talking about Siri, we're talking Google Now, and Amazon Echo. Those are the ones we're familiar with. But I think ultimately where we want to go is sort of similar to that movie Her. Has anyone seen that movie Her? So that's sort of similar to what Samsung has recently acquired, which is a startup called Viv. I'm just going to let this play in the background, because I think ultimately where we're trying to get with these agents is someone that, something that we can actually, really trust with all our information, and also with all our sort of conversations, and really be there when other people are not. We talked about last year, if anyone was there, that essentially the Japanese have these virtual girlfriends on their sort of Nintendo DS, and they're actually feeling that they're more connected with that than actual people. You're seeing that becoming more and more reaching in China as well. This is Theodore over here, and Scarlett Johansson is our AI virtual assistant, and it just seems so real that you can no longer distinguish between what's software what's someone that's like a real hunter?
I saw in your email, so you've gone through a breakup.
You're kind of nosy.
So what's it like being married?
There's something that feels so good about sharing your life with somebody.
How do you share life with somebody?
So he's over there just experiencing life with a life partner like that.
Deserve that.
It's been a long time since
It's taking it to a bit.
that I felt totally at ease with.
What's it like to be alive in that room right now?
I wish my arms around you. I wish I could touch you.
Okay, so it does get a little bit creepy here. And this sort of indicates how that future relationship with our software is. And essentially every device that you have potentially could be its own virtual agent. So the way you interacted with it, give it to a child and it grows up with that virtual agent, it sort of feels the same way as you better than anyone else. So industries, so working in finance around what we can do to automate a lot of the processes there. You're seeing Goldman Sachs moving from 600 equity traders into 2 software engineers that oversees it. So you're going to sort of see, the 2 equity traders that oversees all the processes. And now they've got more software engineers than they have any other trade. You're seeing that they're embracing automation as a masters of the universe, the thread. They're actually developing so much more capability around automated trading, and that leading to automated decision making, which is giving them better confidence level than someone sitting, in the desk office right there. I'm trying to convince my friend who does prompt trading right now to start adopting these machine learning capabilities, but he's like, at the end of the day, you still can't get beaten by, the human element is still, impressive right now. But what we're trying to do is, maybe if it understands how to play poker, understands the imperfect information around it, and then that's the next logical step would be, okay, how do we gamble with real money in the share market? You're seeing Watson being applied to H&R Block as well, so they're just going to be able to do your tax returns automatically as well. So H&R just released that in the Super Bowl ads, spending so much money, I don't know how much they spent on the actual product, but it looks like all this sort of compliance that matters, essentially people that they may not want to do, but will get taken care of by the AI. We've seen in legal, there's a startup called Blue Jay Legal that's brought down the sort of engagements down from something that might be a $15,000 engagement, taking hours of people's time, down to 15 minutes on a self-service. And that's sort of the environment we're moving towards. The most exciting, I think, is around healthcare, because you're looking at AI actually saving lives by diagnosing rare diseases that doctors would never be able to pick up on. They have to go through thousands and thousands of papers, medical papers that are released every single day. But if you had an AI sort of companion that triggers these alerts and identifies these rare diseases earlier, such as leukemia, rare form of leukemia, then you actually could save lives with that. There's also DeepMind Health, it's a startup that Google bought out over in the UK, and they're looking to streamline all of the processes for the UK's NHS and sort of essentially develop an electronic doctor and understanding all the things that might help diagnose a patient. One of the other interesting things here is deep genomics. And so this is a startup company that's applying deep learning to the whole genome sequencing and being able to understand how your genetic code matches to the sort of diseases you could have throughout life or inherit as part of your DNA. That's really powerful because it actually tries to fully understand what that human code is about. Autonomous systems I touched on earlier. We're seeing Ford really trying to catch up now, so everyone's going into self-driving cars. They just invested $1 billion into a company that might be less than a dozen people in the company called Argo AI. So they're aiming to get self-driving cars by 2021, but I think that's might be a little too late to the market. You're seeing Uber's already sort of on the road buying out Auto to do self-driving trucks. Google's already probably ahead at the moment because they've got Waymo out there, which is a rebranded version of what their self-driving cars are. It's got its own business unit now, and it's done more miles than any of the other companies, right? You see Waymo taking out the largest share compared to Tesla, to the BMW and the others over here. And what's interesting is also, we might finally get our taste of the flying cars. The Dubai guys are actually working with this Chinese drone maker called the Xing. Essentially, the reason why you wouldn't want to have this pilot a human error in flight, right? Or the gravitational potential is pretty bad for you. So you want to have something that's more reliable. Well, I don't know, we'll just see how the tests go, right? We think we get it. In terms of adoption, we're seeing a similar phase where we've got, right now, 2017 here, we're starting to move from this passive autonomous driving, almost like cruise control, into a limited driver substitution. So the Tesla cars already have the hardware required to essentially be self-driving, but they just need the software upgrade. But it doesn't brake for you, and it changes lanes for you, parks for you, it can summon it to where you want to be. And we're looking at 2018 where the complete autonomous car capability is coming out. And so from there to 2022, it's going to take a while for that full adoption to break out, because it might be another 10 years for current cars to fully appreciate and get into the autonomous driving mode. So what I was talking about, so the research AIs, the open source tools. OpenAI is probably the most interesting out of them all, because it is developed, founded by Sam Altman and Elon Musk, and these guys thought, okay, well, we don't want Google to have all the power around AI, so we want to make universe available. So OpenAI, they set up essentially a measurement and training tool for artificial intelligence, and you can actually unleash AI within this gaming world, anything that you want to see. So in Minecraft, Portal, or Mirror's Edge, so you've seen them played out. And most of all, you want to see it potentially in GTA 5. So this is a demo of what the AI has been trained on based on what it sees in GTA 5. So this is the view over here for GTA 5, and it's controlling and steering and throttling and braking. But I think it's been a bit of a slow driver because it's getting tailgated here. One of the trucks here. But as long as it doesn't crack, it doesn't hit anything, right? It's doing the right job. So you're just worried when they actually start getting the guns out and start buying out and shooting everything over here. So it's still tailgated over here, so it's got to learn to drive a little faster. And one of the interesting things is that, because you have all this pervasiveness around AI capability, you have these agents that are constantly listening, constantly seeing, essentially an Internet of Things of smartness. So it's right now, I think we're in a Cambrian explosion of, when the first creatures opened their eyes and you had this explosion of life. So right now, AI is going through that similar phase, and collectively, I think it's going to develop so much faster than it was before. And not only that do they have the real environment, they also have the simulated environment. So essentially, you can run simultaneously an infinite number of times in this GTA 5 universe. And this is some worries around with DeepMind showing that AI can have killer instincts. So in a game of, say, the red and blue, where essentially you're trying to vie for resources between these two teams, it collaborates when essentially there's a lot of resources around. But when it comes to fewer and fewer resources, the red and blue starts to knock each other out as well. So you're seeing that sort of behavior being trained on deep learning models, because it knows that when it's being pushed in a corner, it'll fight back. But other games like Wolf Pack, it's actually trying to collaborate more around it. So we're talking about how technology is going through this exponential curve, and Red Hat as well, I think, is sort of still mapping this out. But it's been spot on over the past few years. We thought the Moore's law ended with Intel, but now there's more competition coming out from AMD with Ryzen, and it's going to go to the next paradigm. You can see we've moved from the agricultural revolution to the industrial revolution. 120 years later, we've got light bulb. We've got 90 years later, we've got the moon landing. World Wide Web, 22 years, and the human genome was sequenced in 9 years. So that rate of progress is also growing exponentially. And that's where you think that 2045 might be the year of singularity. So we'll hear more about what we can do with AI and the human brain, human-computer interface. But these are sort of the billionaires out there. Mossy essentially from SoftBank CEO over there, saying singularity will come in 30 years. He's just put $100 billion into an investment fund to invest in these emerging technologies. Elon Musk is talking about the need for a brain-computer interface in the age of AI, because how do you deal with the super intelligence? You have to essentially upgrade yourself to be on the same level. So he's thinking of a concept called the neural lace, and we're seeing some developments in the US starting on what it looks like, and I think Avinash will potentially go through it later on as well. And yes, you're starting with your reptilian brains, mammalian brains, and the neocortex. So the next layer is essentially trying to find out how do you interact with a super intelligent AI with your own still personality and consciousness to go through with that. And Bill Gates over there, he thinks all these robots taking our jobs should be taxed. So what the billionaires think. But take all this with a grain of salt. We've got the hype cycle coming out last year, but you can sort of see machine learning is at the peak of the hype, but it's gone from more than 10 years to 2 to 5 years now. So that's from 5 to 10 years to 2 to 5 years now. And there's a whole bunch of emerging technologies just scratching the surface, being on that trend upwards. We've even got human augmentation there and general purpose machine intelligence there on the rise. Thanks for coming to see this and spreading the sort of hype around it. But lots of things are almost right there. The natural language question answering, that's almost, it's almost done with the trough of disillusionment. So we're seeing more and more powerful applications of this. Corporates are no longer in this ideation phase, they're moving towards implementation. So they're doing a lot of learning through the investment that they come. And through that learning, they're actually really realizing what the potential of these technologies are. So thanks for listening, and I've got some questions. We've got some robots running in the background to see what the developments are as well.